Hello everyone and welcome to another video on my channel Learn with GRV. So today we are going to study Charter Act of 1833 and we are doing this series as part of understanding the book Indian Polity, which is by M. Lakshmikant, and this would also help you in case you are preparing for UPSC. So now let us see what was the Charter Act of 1833. Now, as you know, before the Act of 1833, we have previous Charter Acts also, which was Charter Act of 1793. Then if you add 20 years to that, we get the second Charter Act of 1813. If you add 20 years to that, we get another Charter Act of 1833. And if you add 20 years to this, you get another Charter Act of 1853, which we will study in the next video. Now, this Act of 1833 is considered as the final step towards the centralization in British India, and we will come to know why it was called so. So now let us look at what were the different features of this Act. Now, the first feature of this Act was that the Governor General of Bengal was made the Governor General of India. Now, as we have seen from the previous acts like Regulating Act of 1773, that earlier we used to have the concept of governors of Bengal, Governor of Madras and Governor of Bombay. But in the Regulating Act of 1773, Governor of Bengal was made the Governor General of Bengal, and he was given more power as compared to Governor of Madras and Bombay. They were made the subordinates of Governor of Bengal. What this Act of 1833 did, it made the Governor of Bengal as the Governor General of India, which also meant that they gave him all the civil and military powers. And this Act created for the first time Government of India, which had authority over the entire territorial area which was possessed by the British in India. So now the question is, who was the first Governor General of India? Lord William Bentinck was the first Governor General of India, and you can see him in the image also. So when we talk about the first Governor General of India, the first question that comes to your mind is, who was the first Governor General of Bengal? And the answer is Lord Warren Hastings. So please don't confuse between the two. Lord Warren Hastings was the first Governor General of Bengal. Lord William Bentinck was the first Governor General of India. Alright, moving on to another feature. This Act also deprived the Governor of Bombay and Madras of their legislative powers. Now, what happened of this Act was that the Governor General of India was given the exclusive legislative powers over the entire British India, and which also meant that the Governor General of Bombay and Madras were deprived of their legislative powers. Moving on to another feature. Another feature of this Act was that the laws which were made under the previous regulations were called as regulations. The laws under previous acts were called as regulations, and the laws made under this acts were called as acts. So that is also one of the significant feature. Now, another feature of this Act was that it proposed a system of open competition for selection of civil servants. So basically it said that no Indian should be debarred from holding any place, office and employment under the company. However, this was opposed by Court of Directors, and this proposal was negated. Now, who were Court of Directors? So they were basically the people from the governing body of the East India Company. Now, as we know, and we have learned the concept that the functions of East India Company were divided into two parts. The commercial functions, which were handled by the Court of Directors, and the political functions, which were handled by the Board of Control. Now, the question is, in which act this was done? This was done in the Pitt's India Act of 1784. And that act also created a system of double government. Now, there is another feature of this act, Charter Act of 1833, which I have not added as of now. I'll add this in this slide, that it also ended the activities of East India Company as a commercial body, and it became a purely administrative body. It also provided that the company's territories in India were held by means it was held by the British Crown. So this was the another feature. So we'll just go through all the features one by one. First is the Governor General of Bengal was made the Governor General of India. Who was the first Governor General of India? Lord William Bentinck. Who was the first Governor General of Bengal? Lord Warren Hastings. Second, it deprived the Governor General of Bombay and Madras of their legislative powers because the Governor General of India was vested with full legislative powers. Fourth, the laws which were made under the previous acts were called as regulations, but the laws which were made under the Charter Act of 1833 were called as acts. Fifth, it also proposed an open system for selection of civil servants, and it said that Indians should not be debarred from holding any place, office and employment under the company, but this was opposed by the Court of Directors, and that's why this proposal was negated. And there was one more feature, which is that it ended the activities of East India Company as a commercial body and it became a purely administrative body. So these were the features of Charter Act of 1833. When we meet in the next video, we are going to talk about the Charter Act of 1853. Till that time, thank you. This is Gaurav Singh signing off.